Hey, I'm Jay Kumar, the BassBlaster, and this is your Seafoam Top 5 of the Week in Bass Fishing. Number 1. A jig won at the St. Lawrence River? Amazing!
I'll tell you what's up. The jig.
That's smallmouth country, and usually it's all drop shot or drop shot and Ned rig at that place, but Tennessee's Brent Anderson won last weekend's MLF Toyota Series event there, dragging a jig. Okay, at a 1/4 ounce, it was kind of a finesse jig for sure, but he started doing that presentation with the jig because he knew everybody would be drop shotting up there and he wanted to do something different. Now, it took him a few years to figure out the look and presentation he wanted to mimic the gobies up there, and here's what he came up with. That's actually a 1/4 ounce homemade football jig with a Z-Man TRD trailer. The jig may be for sale at some point, and it's called the Goby 1. And maybe you could add Kenobi on the back of it. It sounds like it works just about as good as a blue lightsaber, man. Big congrats to him, and I'm glad to see a jig win in smallmouth country again. Number 2. Is a Senko type trailer on the back of a jig really catching on now? Some folks have been doing that for years with pieces of Senkos or Z-Man TRDs, but in the last couple years, it really seems to be catching on. Along with Brent Anderson, a couple guys in the top 10 at the St. Lawrence River also fished that setup. And here's a couple guys you might know talking about why they do it.
Instead of putting a craw on there or a twin tail or something with a whole bunch of action, I've learned that dubbing it down sometimes, just taking that little stick bait and putting a stick bait on there instead of something real crazy gets you a lot more bites.
This is a super good technique for catching fish that are either heavily pressured or catching fish that are just in a lethargic mood, whether it's because a cold front came in or it's just not a feeding period.
Okay, that was Bassmaster Elite Pro Jamie Hartman and recent MLF Invitational, Upper Mississippi Invitational winner Matt Steffen. As they said, most of us have learned to use a chunk or swimming craw type trailer on the back of a jig, but these little trailers add bulk and flotation in a finesse type of way. Now, last year at the Oneida New York Bassmaster Open, some of the guys were fishing hair jigs and used little pieces of Senko or Berkley MaxScent Generals for bulk when casting, bulk and weight when casting, and also for, of course, scent. Now, a lot of that has to do with smallmouth fishing in smallmouth country, but it's not just for smallmouths, man. Give it a try. Number 3. What in the heck just happened in Canada? Well, how about what might be the heaviest largemouth, all largemouth limit in Canada ever, 29.28 pounds. Just a little shy of a dirty 30. It happened in a Nickel City Bass Club team tournament out of McGregor Bay, Manitoulin Island, Ontario. I think I said that right. I had no idea where it is. Check it out. Big congrats to Brad Brown and his dad, Jamie Brown, who caught him with ice axes, dynamite harpoons, and the scent from the musk gland of an ultra-rare calico Bigfoot. Okay, Brad said they were all caught with conventional baits, but that scent from the calico Bigfoot was key, man. Amazing deal. Big congrats to him. Let's see if someone could put up an all-green dirty 30 up there now. Man, the only thing that shocked me more than that was that one time when Chewbacca spoke English.
That old man's mad.
You said it, Chewie.
You heard it here first, man. Number 4. Tucker Smith won again. Or actually, it was the Auburn University team of Tucker and Hayden Marbett. I think that's how you say it. They won the Bassmaster College National Championship on Pickwick Lake. And believe it or not, these same two guys won 3 years ago the Bassmaster High School National Championship on Kentucky Lake before they were even in college together. And then in March of this year, Tucker and his other tourney partner, Logan Parks, won the Bassmaster College Series Classic on Kentucky Lake. And yep, those are the same two Auburn teammates who won the $1 million Bass Pro Shops US Open on Table Rock in 2021. Now all these young guys are hammers and know that forward-facing sonar, but it does seem like Tucker is the consistent ingredient. Will he have a pro career after college? I don't know, but it's a dang good start, man. He's a winner. Number 5. We all know that forward-facing sonar is creating new fishing techniques, but could it also bring back some older ones? Heck yeah, it could. And for the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at a few older ones as well as a couple of the newer ones. Here's the first older one that might come back, the floating fly. This was a technique that I think first got known in Tennessee during the colder months. They would fish for suspended fish with this rig where you basically have a float or a bobber with a set length of line underneath it, say like 8 feet, and attached at the business end of the line is a little fly, like a crappie jig, but bigger than that, often tied with some form of hair, deer hair, or some other kind of hair. Now you could also use a jig head with a little soft plastic on it, but again, not as small as a crappie jig. You just lob the rig out there and it would hit the water and let that bait suspend at a consistent depth, and the only action that would be imparted is whatever the wind and the waves gave it. And it would just hang there above those fish, enticing them to run up and grab it. So as you know, with forward-facing sonar, a lot of guys are fishing for suspended fish, and if those fish are not closer to the bottom, sometimes it can be a problem keeping that bait up above their heads where you want it so they're gonna bite it. Well, the floating fly. If you think that sounds far-fetched, the pro walleye guys are already doing it. They call it slip bobbering or bobber scoping, as in Garmin Live Scope. Now sometimes those guys use actual live bait, and maybe we shouldn't stop just at flies either. How about the floating fluke, or the floating Kitech, or maybe best of all, the floating Senko? Try it out and let me know, man. Maybe it's time to float.
It's how we float, yeah.
That's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to BassBlaster.com or .rocks to sign up for the juice-filled BassBlaster email. See you next week. God bless you.